Rushing
No,
pressure. What's up, guys?
Hi, guys.
Oh my goodness. We have a special guest.
Yes.
Over there, ripping through the drawer.
Yeah, I'm sure you'll see her in just a second.
Callie's over there.
Callie girl. She hasn't been on here since she was like tiny.
Teensy weensy.
Yeah.
Tiny little baby.
Yeah. If you guys go back a couple episodes, I'm sure you'll probably hear her and Romeo.
Where's she at? She's using... Wait, what do you have? Show your mom. What is
Let
it?
me see.
Show your mom.
Oh, that's the breast pump part. It's a hat.
It's a hat. Oh my god.
She's putting the breast pump on
Now it's on my head. Wow.
I just feel like, I don't know why, to me, she's just so grown up already, and I don't understand, like, what happened.
She just understands a lot.
Exactly.
Shout out Miss Rachel.
I'm not gonna lie, I might play it on my phone for her.
What?
Miss Rachel. On silent. If you know, you know.
That one.
Okay, I think we found a solution for a second.
For the moment.
Hi again.
Yeah. Sorry for the delay.
There's gonna be a couple of those this episode.
Yeah.
Because usually Keenan's watching Callie or my mom has her.
Or she's asleep.
Or yeah, usually. Today's different.
Today she'll be in here making lots of noise, I'm sure. So
Yeah.
just be ready for that. The real and the raw, so that's what it is.
That's what it's about.
Everyone we know is having freaking more babies.
Bro, it's actually not even
like
funny.
Everyone.
Two of my good friends are having babies. One's having a boy, one's having a girl. My agent's having a girl. That's 3.
Mm-hmm.
And literally all in like November, December. Like that, literally that there.
That
like
range.
I don't, yes. Like I don't,
Yeah.
I don't understand, like, how did this happen?
No.
Well, I know how it
literally.
happened, but like,
Yeah.
but listen, the coincidence though, like, it's just crazy.
It's out here fucking. Motherfuckers out here fucking.
Listen. He's a raw.
Yeah.
That's how it be.
That's how we got here. That's how we all got here, man.
Callie is living proof, okay?
Right. We're all living
We can't speak. Nobody can speak.
Talk to your mother.
Literally. Talk to your mother.
But yeah, no, it's definitely crazy. Like, I be thinking, like, everyone, like, we were once, like, so young, and, like, we thought, like, this was, like, a thought, like, in the future. Like,
Literally.
imagine when. You're
Bro,
like,
all
think
the
about
time.
when. And now it's just, like, we're living in the when.
Like, I remember being, like, I don't know, 14, 15, like, oh my god, like, when I'm older and I'll have a baby, here I am. Like,
Yeah.
here I am.
I didn't think I'd be, where it is, but it is what it is.
It is what it is, and that's it.
What was I gonna say? I was gonna say something.
Did we, like, introduce?
Oh, no, we definitely
I
didn't.
think we just
We just said our names. Did we even say our names? We just said hi.
No, hi, guys.
Oh my god.
Imagine, like, people listening to this for the
They're
first
like,
time. Who are these people?
Who the fuck is this? Well, hello. My name is Johnny.
And I'm Rach.
That's Callie.
This is Callie. Callie Wows.
Yeah.
As my mom and her Mimi call her. They'd be like, Callie Wows.
Why?
I don't know. It's just a shared nickname that just happened.
Interesting.
Yeah, very interesting. Keenan calls her Callus. or Coolest.
Coolest.
I don't know where that came from.
I say Callie girl.
Yeah,
this is a Young MILF podcast.
Oh, by the way, why are we getting so... I think because Callie's here, we're just getting so sidetracked.
I know.
Yes. This is us.
No, I feel like we're always just everywhere.
Always.
So.
But I feel like it always ends up working out regardless.
Yeah. Like last time we talked about aliens. Why
Like,
did we talk about aliens?
Why did we talk about aliens? I don't know.
I don't even remember how we got there.
By the time this episode comes out, y'all probably would have already heard that one. So
yeah, but
you're
like,
probably like asking to like, why the fuck are they talking about aliens?
we don't know. We never know what's gonna happen.
No.
Like we're just like we have an idea and then most of the time we just talk about a bunch of other things.
It just flows into different topics as we go.
Yeah.
But I don't mind it. I'm not mad at it.
What we're gonna talk about things today.
Well, I don't even know what just left.
Are any of us speaking? Is this a podcast? Are we supposed to actually say words?
I don't even know. Maybe we should just sit here in silence. I'm playing. Can you imagine?
No, we kind of like talked about it earlier. I think like our own like bodies and how they've changed over time, and you know, just in the natural thing that like everyone goes through, include being a mother in that. Like that's just like that's a whole different discussion, I think.
Definitely. This all stemmed from me posting a story to my close friends, if I'm being honest with you guys, and I think it really did spark a topic of conversation between a lot of women. I mean, I constantly do this. I'm sure other people do, but I always look at old pictures of myself, and it's so hard not to compare myself to...
fuck. Just when we're starting.
Bro, literally, I was just getting into it.
Oh my god. Don't lose track of it.
I know. Basically, I always end up comparing myself to older pictures of me. You know, it could be from like back in high school, from a couple of years ago, from last year. Like, I just fall into these habits of like, I don't know, just going over here. Did you see that? I'm sorry, mommy. I forgot she was there.
She said
she didn't even care though. Like she's just playing there.
She didn't care at all.
Hey, baby.
Let's do it again.
No, I know. Anywho.
We didn't even drink.
No, that's what I'm saying. We haven't drank these past 2 episodes
I know.
at all.
I keep forgetting.
The next one we have to.
I know, we have to.
But anyway, it's just this really bad habit that I fall into of comparing myself to past versions of myself and my body. And I think everybody does it. Every woman does it. And I have to try to come to accept that I'm never going to have a final form. Like, that's really what it is. And especially as a woman, I mean, we take on so many different changes, like whether it's hormonal, having babies, just growing up in general. Like, we go from girlhood to being a teenager and then into womanhood. It's just so many different forms we're going to take on. And it's hard not to compare yourself, but I don't know. That's just something that I do a lot. And I'm sure, I know other people do too, just from what people had, messaged me about. They're like, thank you for opening up about this, like being so real about this. And honestly, I wanted to, like I said, I posted on my close friends, so only a couple of my close girlfriends saw it, but I was kind of inspired to post on like my actual page because I'm like, so many of you guys like, felt this. So it's definitely something that doesn't get talked about enough, and I think it should. And
it's super relatable. Like I don't know any woman that doesn't do. I'm gonna be honest, I don't know any person that like doesn't do that. Even my parent, like my mom, talks about herself when she was my age. Like oh, like I wish I was your age again and I could look. It goes on until like when. Like literally until when.
Exactly.
And like that's something, like, it's kind of a conversation I've been having with myself recently. Is just like I've always been very unhappy with like the way that I looked, but when I look back I'm like everything was fine. And like I'm thinking about the future, when I look back to where I am now, I'm like everything was fine. Like so I think it's just more perspective of just like the state of like where you are, like that it's perfectly fine, even if it's not where you want to be. Like that's still your body, like that's still your home at the end of the day. Like your soul lives in here, your thoughts, like
we only get one.
Exactly. So it's just like appreciating your body. Like it's definitely harder said than done, especially when you have been through so many drastic changes, and honestly not even that much time. Like when you have a baby too, like that the change from like before to like during to like even during, you're changing so much. Dude, my titties were huge. And then, oh my god, that was the first big change, and I was so hyped for that. I was like, yeah, big titties.
My nipples turned black.
Yeah, mine were, when I tell you, I just saw a picture the other day of my boobs when I was pregnant, because we were doing a belly casting, and it was a video, and I'm like, is that what my nipples used to look like when I was pregnant? Because they're, first off, oh my gosh, huge. They're huge. And they're like, also, it's not like just like a nipple. It's like spread out. I don't even know how to describe what it looks like. Yeah.
I thought we talked about this before.
Yeah. I think we did have, like, we talked about it.
Slight conversation.
Yeah. But yeah, that's fine. It's just like your body is it's changing before your eyeballs. Like
literally.
It's actually
like
crazy
you wake
when
up
you're
one
pregnant.
day.
Like it's actually insane. Even the belly changes, like the stretch marks you'll get, not even just on your stomach, everywhere else.
I have them on my vagina,
bro. I have
didn't
them.
even know you can get stretch marks down there.
I have like them like in between my legs, on like my hips, because like I was growing. Like you're growing in every possible way.
Yeah.
Like. Yeah. It's crazy. And, like, your nose gets bigger. Bro. Like, your lips get plumper. Your skin sometimes looks fucking amazing. Sometimes it depends.
And I know for me, too, not only my nipples get dark, but my armpits got so dark. And I was so insecure about it for so long. And I was, like, excessively sweating. Like, bad. And, like, I never had that problem. Like, I mean, I know, like, that was a problem for me, like, when I went through puberty. And that's how I knew it was, like, hormonal. I'm like, this is crazy because, like, I haven't experienced this in literally years. It's so weird. I don't know. Everybody's different, though. I know some women, like, this lady on my set was telling me about her friend who apparently you can, like, grow a mustache and, like, it never goes away. And, like, it leaves, like, a really dark, like, shade. And it's, like, I was like, that's a thing? Like, I didn't know that was a thing. I think it's called something. I don't know exactly what it is. But she was, like, telling me, like, yeah, like, she be having mustache. Like, that's crazy.
I've seen women with mustaches, too.
Yeah.
Like, just, like, out.
Bro, and it even, like, pregnancy can even cause, like health conditions afterwards. Like, some women, their teeth rot. Like, their teeth fall out. Did you hear about that?
No.
Bro, that happens. Your hair falls out. I know people say, like, your hair can grow back. For some women, it doesn't.
Yeah.
What else? You can lose your vision. Yeah, there's a bunch of things I read about, and it's crazy.
I didn't even know this shit.
we're talking about bodies, but, like, it can cause a lot of other issues.
Yeah.
Yeah.
This is, like, not related to those type of issues, but your feet can get bigger after, like...
Mine did.
Did they?
Mm-hmm, they grew half an inch. Well, half a size.
Half a size.
Yeah, half size. Half an inch.
Shit.
Yeah.
Yo, that's crazy.
I was an 8, so and now I'm, like, an 8.5. I can fit to a 9.
Yeah. Like, it's just so weird how, like, that stuff happens. Like, I think what happened to me, because, like, I have, like, a smaller frame and I expanded so wide, I think my ribs are now kind of expanded more than they used to be.
That's how I feel about mine, too.
So that's definitely weird, and I, like, realize that sometimes, like, I breathe. I don't even know. They, like, crack.
Really?
Yeah, I don't know what the fuck is going on. But I'm like, yeah, like, it's, like, my whole back, too.
Bro.
My back is fucked. I feel like a 50-year-old woman.
Me and Johnny talk about this
bricks
all
day
the
for
time. Bro, we always talk about this. Like, it's so bad. It's so bad. I just be popping and cracking, and it's like, I'm like, is this normal?
No, dude, it's so bad. The mornings, like, the reason I wake up most of the time is not because of an alarm, not because of Romeo, it's because my back hurts so bad that I'm just like, I need to get up.
And,
like, I just also don't know what else to do.
Mind you, we're over here carrying 30, 40, 50-pound babies every day, plus sleeping with them. Because when you sleep with a baby, like, who tosses and turns and kicks and doesn't let you have the whole bed, I'd be hanging off the bed most of the time.
Why do they do that? Like, literally. And I see the videos on TikTok too when someone has like a camera set up in the room and then like the parents are, like, in a cage. Like, first of all, what the fuck is going on?
I'm not.
But anyway. Like, I'd be confused. Why are they? It looks like we're watching, like, a bear exhibit or something. I don't know. Because it's like night vision. So
no,
it's, like,
I know.
But
I mean, I guess it's, like, smart. Like, if they want to co-sleep and make sure the baby doesn't
fall off the bed.
It's literally just their mattress on the floor or whatever. Or, like, and it has, like, it's like a playpen.
Yeah.
Basically.
Around the bed.
Yeah.
Listen, man.
It is what it is.
It probably
do what
worked.
You gotta do.
But I just see the videos and the baby's, like, crawling on their head.
Yes.
Like, stomping on them. I'm like, yo. Baby getting abused.
Oh, you had a baba mama. Milk. But you had your milk. More milk? I'll be back. BRB. Oh, God, I stepped on the...
She's coming.
Part. Oh, Ma.
Oh.
I have the biggest budgie.
Here she goes.
I'll get you more milk.
I don't know. I'm just looking at her right now. It's so crazy that we push people out of our vaginas.
Bro, it really is. I always think that.
What the fuck?
And I always look at pictures of her and, like, she was literally so small and now she's so big. And, like, I feel like not even that much time has passed. Like, she's only 18 months old.
Yeah.
And I'm like, you literally went from 6 pounds. She came home at 6 pounds, 5 ounces. And now she's, like, 32 pounds.
It's so weird.
So weird.
Like, literally, every day it just doesn't make sense.
Yeah.
I'm like, I grew a person.
A person.
What the actual fuck?
Literally.
Like, it doesn't make sense to me. Like,
no.
Even though it happened, it just seems like a dream.
Always. Like, it went by so fast.
But you'd have, like, every daily reminder to remind you that, like, it wasn't a dream, but still it doesn't feel, like, real.
Exactly. And also, like, for that, I know we always talk about, it's like we did that, though. You know? Like, as much as, like, we'll look at our bodies and be like, oh my god, like, so much has changed. It's like, well, it's changed for a reason. Like,
yeah.
Now our babies are here. I feel like after a little bit of time, like, even though your body never exactly goes back to whatever normal might be to you, you start to kind of, like, regain your confidence, I think. Like, I know I did. Yeah. Like, I know, like, I don't know. Honestly, it took me a good year to feel myself again. But, yeah, I just feel like after a while, you kind of just start to, like, feel, like, yourself again and, like, have that confidence come back and, like, just accept those changes as you again. Mm-hmm. And, you know, you're always going to have, like, the hard times and whatever. But I know for me, though, and this is also something I was talking about on my story, like, I do definitely struggle with, like, body dysmorphia. Mm-hmm. Because, like, when I was at my thinnest, I thought I was the heaviest. Like, and it was it's so crazy. Like, looking back at pictures, like, how, like, I literally thought I was so ugly for some reason. And then looking back, I'm like, oh my god, like, I was in, like, the best shape of my life. And it's so strange, because then, like, I'll look at myself now, I'm like, okay, like, I like what I see, I'm happy with it. But then it's, like, feeling like a stranger in your body. And I feel like that's what body dysmorphia can make you feel like sometimes. Because sometimes it's, like, I never exactly know what I look like. Like, if that makes sense. Like, yeah. I don't know, I'll see myself on a picture, and I'll see myself in the mirror, or then I'll see myself, like, from another person's perspective. I'm like, I don't know, it's so weird to me.
I'm definitely the same way, but that's why I don't like when other people take selfies with me in them. Like, I need to take the selfie, because if you take it, I'm gonna look fucking weird.
Bruh, I also think it's like, we always see ourselves from so many different angles. Now, of course, like, with our phones, and I think that also contributes to it, because think about, like, I don't know, our parents or our grandparents, like, they didn't have phones and, like the cameras to access it every time. They only had their mirrors, you know? And, like, of course, like, other people would take pictures of them when they could. Mm-hmm. So it's like they only saw themselves from that perspective. I feel like with our phones, like, I can always see different, like, I'm just always there. Yeah. Like, if that makes sense.
Yeah, no, that's definitely, like, an interesting concept, which honestly probably does contribute to that. I mean, another thing is definitely social media. I think the normal thing right now is just everyone's done up.
Everyone's always done up. Everybody. Definitely.
It's definitely harder to find, like, you know, more natural people online, especially people who are, like, you know, more popular.
Yeah.
Even people that you might know, like, they look a little different. They might have a chin lift. They have, like, that. All that stuff is like ideal image. I don't know if you know about, like, it's very accessible.
It is.
To, like,
it is.
anyone.
Yeah.
You know, you can get lip injections. You can, like, it's pretty normal for, like, that to be what we are seeing all the time. Because I know that's a lot of what I see. Even, like, you know, scrolling on TikTok, Twitter, Instagram, like, all of it. Mm-hmm. That's a lot of what I see. Not saying there's anything wrong with it, but it's definitely harder for someone who's trying to accept their own body for what it is to see, you know, everyone that they look up to, or maybe are fans or whatever, like, just not look anything like they do, and it's hard to accept that.
Yeah. Everybody gets thoughts of, like, oh, maybe I should get this done. I could get this done. Like, it's so hard to accept yourself for you nowadays.
Yeah.
Also, I'm pretty sure my shirt's inside out. I just realized. Anyway. Yeah, it's definitely hard with social media. You can definitely fall into, like, a heavy influence of getting work done. And to each its own. I definitely am not one to judge ever. Yeah. Like, I think if you want to get something done, get something done. There's nothing wrong with that. But I definitely feel like I have always been on a journey of trying to love myself for who I am. And, like, no matter what form my body takes or like where I'm at in my life. Yeah, it's definitely a hard thing it's a hard journey to be on, but that's the thing, like I don't want to like be 80 years old and be like, oh, I wish I looked like. No, I'm gonna be 80. I'm gonna be sitting back and enjoying my life and like being like, yeah, I was a bad bitch and I still am. Like, right. Like that's where I want to be at some point. Like I don't want the whole thing of comparing myself to my past versions of myself. I want to get to the point where I can be at peace with whatever current self I am, at whatever moment that is.
Yeah.
And I'm not there yet. I definitely am not there yet.
I'm not there at all.
Because I know for sure I'm going to experience so many more versions of myself and so many more versions of my body over the next couple years. Like, I plan on having more kids. And, you know, I know a lot of women say, like, when you get pregnant multiple times, like, your body can change in so many different ways, like, depending on the child and depending on that pregnancy. Like, each pregnancy is so different.
Yeah.
So whatever I experienced with Callie, my next pregnancy could be completely different, and like so many different changes could happen then. Yeah. So yeah, I just have to accept it, you know?
Yeah. It's definitely hard looking back. I'm not gonna lie. I just despise it. Yeah. Especially because like I think my greatest insecurity is definitely my boobs. Like I wish like it sucks, but I don't know, like breastfeeding led to your titties deflating. Like literally I hate looking at like pictures of myself from like before, because I'm like, bro, first of all, I used to hate the way I used to look in that way, but now I'm like, I would literally do anything to look like that. So it's like the most frustrating thing.
No, it is. It definitely is.
Yeah, I already said if I have more kids, like I don't know that I'm breastfeeding, because I don't even, what if they're just down here? They're just down in my fucking I'm like, no.
But it's so funny because I think it's so funny how like we have two completely different experiences, because like I only pumped for 3 months, but my boobs grew like 4 sizes. Yeah. And I'm like, what's going to happen with the next one? I'm going to have to get them chopped off at some point, because there's no way I'm going to be lugging these big ass Z-size titties around, because that's not happening.
Yeah, my hope is that they just stay the same size. Bro. That's probably not gonna happen either.
I can't. I literally already told Keaton, like at some point, I think when I'm done having kids, like the most I'm doing is 3. When I'm done, I'm getting my tits done, like for sure. Like that, like I don't. Like, and it's not because, like, I want them to look good for other people. It's literally just for me. Yeah. So I can be comfortable. Like, right now, to be honest, I'm uncomfortable. I'm uncomfortable all the time. And not because of looks. Like, genuinely, like, they hurt. Yeah. Oh, it's all done. Okay. Yeah, no, they hurt. Like, I can't just wear them out. Like, you know what I mean? Like, they just hurt. And they put a really bad strain on my neck and my back on top of the pain I already experienced. And I know for sure I'm going to get them reduced.
Yeah, I might get mine filled in.
We're on two opposite ends now.
Literally. No, because, like, I mean, before I got pregnant, I was, like, a C. Now I'm, like, a fucking A. And I'm, like, I literally hate everything. Like, it's a struggle. Because, like, even when, like, I was, like with my ex-boyfriend, I'd be so uncomfortably naked around him. I'm like, you've seen perky-ass titties. You've never seen me with perky titties. Like, you've only seen this. And I used to be, like, really uncomfortable. Like, I wouldn't want to, like, you know, be intimate. Like, I was just like, I don't like the way I look. Please don't look at me. Turn off the lights. Like,
bro, why am I the same way?
I put on a shirt. Like, he'd be like, no, like, take it off. No, I'm gonna sleep with a shirt on. Why? Because, yeah, like, or just, like, being touched. I'm like, I don't want you to do that. And then it's like, there's nothing wrong with, like, it makes me feel bad, because I'm like, this person's trying to be intimate, and I'm just like, please don't look at me. I'm gonna curl up in a ball and cry.
Bro, that's me all the time. Like, I feel like there's been times where, like, I've ruined moments.
I've ruined so many moments.
Bro.
I've cried.
No, same. No, I don't understand why. Like, everything will start off great, right? And then, like, okay, I have a mirror right there, so it doesn't help at all. Like when, like, you're in the moment and then you just get a glimpse of yourself and you're like, ew. Like, you're like, oh no, like, this is over. Like, I can't. And then it's like you just start to overthink, and you're like, I don't know if I feel comfortable now. And, like, I think it's not even, like, the moment, like, the whole moment is ruined. It's just, like, you ruined it for yourself, not the other person necessarily. Like, you cut the mood off. Like,
that's definitely, it makes you feel like, fuck, like, why can't I just do? Yeah. Like, literally, I'd be like, ugh.
Yeah,
but
for sure.
It's definitely difficult. That was definitely something I have trouble with. I still have trouble with. I went into like a really bad like depressive state after I had Romeo. Obviously, like I was in a relationship and then that cut off, and like it kind of contributed to like my, I guess, postpartum depression. But then it was like seeing my body, and like I had gained 70 pounds when I was pregnant, so like seeing that and like knowing how I used to look, and then not only that, like the person that I was with was now like talking to other women, and I saw how they looked, and I was just like, I always had an issue with like my natural body type. Like I'm just very lanky, like very skinny, like I've always been like that, but it's like it's who I am, and I don't think I can actually change that. But like now, after I lost all the baby weight, I've also lost more than that, and like I'm at the weight I was when I was like a freshman in high school. So, like, that's been what's throwing me off recently, because I'm like, fuck. And then, like, I try to eat, and I don't want to eat. Not very happy with the way I look, but also I'm, like, trying to embrace it, because I'm like, what else am I going to fucking do? Cry about this? Like, I can't cry about it forever. Like, I think that's been my issue. Like, I've been upset about it forever. I don't think I've ever accepted my body for the way it was. I never liked the way I look. That's, like, been my entire life, honestly.
Well, I'll be honest, from an outside perspective, I think I just love, like, you're very feminine to me. Like, I just feel like, no, like, you are, like, you, like, the long legs, and, like, just, I just always thought it was, like, very model-esque, and, like, I just like that a lot.
Oh, thanks.
Of course.
That's so sweet.
I'm being so honest with you. I always think it's very beautiful. Like, and, like, you wear it very well. Like,
thank you.
Yeah.
I literally always feel like I'm so long. Like, I don't know what it is.
But I think that's so beautiful long in women. Like I literally
and it
do.
Makes me, like, want to be like...
No, I honestly think... I feel like it's something you should embrace, because I just feel like it makes you stand out. Like, I'll be honest, I wish I was tall. Like, I really do. Like, I
wish I was short.
Oh my
Bro, we're literally on the opposite ends of this shit, which is so crazy.
No, it really is.
I used to wish I was short all the time. I was like, fuck, I hate being the tall bitch. Like, I was always a tall bitch, bigger than the fucking guys. Like, it wasn't... I'm still shit. I still am sometimes. But I think that's kind of a flex. Like, yeah.
That's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying. Exactly.
Yeah.
I really do think it's, like, just very, like... just very... I just feel like you should flaunt it. I just feel like it's very feminine and like fairy. Like I don't know.
That's like literally my birthday when I was saying I felt like a fairy. I think it was because of that. Because like the dress I was wearing was like short.
Right, and your legs look so good.
They were just so long.
So long.
And I was like, my makeup and everything, I was like, I just feel so cute. Like, I just feel like I could just be flying around.
No, literally.
Like,
Right, it looks so good. And I think you, like I said, you wear it very well. So, and yeah, like I have always been insecure about my height. Like, it's always been like, I'm like people be like, oh, like I love short girls. I'm like, I wish I was a couple inches taller, like at least the average. Okay, I'm 5'3" on a good day.
Or when I'm not slouching.
No, literally,
my back's not hurting.
Exactly. But as far as like my build and my size, like when I was all throughout, like when I was a baby, all throughout elementary school, like into high school, I was always very chubby and chunky, and I had a very round face, and like seeing the other girls, like it was so hard, like all the time. And I'd get bullied for it a lot, like, you know, I'd get called fat, and it was like bro, it was really tough. And then sadly, like coming into, I think it was like 8th or 9th grade, I believe, I fell into an eating disorder. And that's where kind of everything started spiraling for me. And I really lost so much weight that my mom kind of got a little concerned about me, but I really never told anybody what was going on. Like, nobody ever knew that I had an eating disorder, ever. Other than my mom getting, like, sort of concerned, nobody ever checked up on me. Like, they thought that I was just losing baby weight, baby fat, whatever. All in all, it was because I hated the way I looked, and I in my mind, I'm like, okay, other people hate the way I look because I was getting bullied for it. And then also, like, comparing myself to other girls in school and stuff like that. And then at the time, like, I remember I would, like, look up, like, stupid stuff, like, online. Like, I think it was, like, shit on, like, MySpace at the time, like, or, like, Facebook. Like, it was real old, like, really, like, or, like, the fucking Tumblr girl pictures. Like, you know what I'm talking about? Bruh, like, thigh gaps and, like, shit like that. Oh my god, I can't believe I was, like, so invested. I'm like, I need this. Like, I need that. At one point, like, I, quote unquote, achieved it, but I didn't realize that I was, like, making myself sick. Like, literally, bro, this is so bad. I was in high school. This went on for maybe a year and over a year, whatever. I would have a protein shake in the morning, and that would be my breakfast every single day. Like, on every day. No lunch. I would skip lunch at school on purpose. I'd come home, do whatever, and then I'd have dinner, and then I'd throw it up. That went on for almost a year. Like, literally.
Wow.
Yeah, and nobody knew. Nobody knew. It took a really bad toll on my mental health because at the time as well, I fell into, like, my first, like, relationship. I had my first boyfriend. So everything was kind of happening for him as well. Like, I thought I had to look good for him all the time. And the only way I would look good if I was skinny. And it was such a bad phase that I went through. And eventually I ended up, falling out of that phase because I realized that I was feeling really sick. I think it was going back into, like, senior high school. I ended up gaining back the weight plus more. And then I found myself again back in that same mental state. Like, I was like, oh my God, here I am again. Like, having those urges to, like, get back into what I was doing to myself before. And luckily at the time, I really fought it because I knew that I didn't want to feel sick like I did before. That whole bulimic phase of my life, it never happened again. Like, I think that was just, like, 9th grade going into 10th. I remember it was, like, over the summer was, like, the worst part of it. Like, I think back in 9th grade, I came back to school and people were like, Rachel? Like, literally, people were like, you lost so much weight. Like, it was like crazy. But again, nobody noticed. But yeah, so I ended up getting the weight back and everything. And then after I graduated, I think I finally found, like, the healthy way to lose the weight and, like, get back into, like, a good state, I guess, like, physically. And then I got there. But mentally, I wasn't okay, I don't think. Like, I wasn't, like, I still, because of that body dysmorphia and, like, going through the eating disorder, it, like, really fucked with me. So even when I was in, like, the best shape of my life, quote unquote, I was still like, oh my God, like, this still isn't enough.
Yeah.
Like, it's such a strange feeling.
Yeah.
And I think over time, I just need to accept who I am for me and whatever form my body takes on, because if I constantly stay in this cycle of hating myself, comparing myself, making myself sick, dieting, like, this whole everything around it, it takes a huge toll on your mental health, like, without you even noticing at first.
Yeah.
And recently I actually lost a bit of weight since having Callie. I lost about 30 pounds since last year. I feel good. Like, I really do feel good. I didn't have any urges like I used to back in the past. Like, I didn't feel, like, sick or anything. But it's crazy because, like, every now and then I'll be like, I have to go on, like, this crazy diet. Like, I have to, like, detox. I have to do this and that. But, like, I know that's just my old self talking. Like, you know what I mean? I'm just like, okay, that has to be left in the past. Like, that's then, this is now. Yeah. We're grown now. Like, this is basically a decade later.
Right. And you're a mother.
Exactly. So, and that's the thing too. I'm a mother. I have a daughter. I honestly don't ever want her to fall into what I fell into when she gets to that age, because it was horrible, especially not having any support around me because nobody knew. I just want to make sure that she knows when she gets older, that can be so dangerous. I mean, people die from that kind of stuff. Yeah. Some people aren't able to escape those urges and get out of that mental state. And it's really hard. But I think I don't give myself enough credit for getting out of that.
Yeah, dude.
Because, like,
some people literally never do. Like, they have to go somewhere to get, like, actual,
like rehab. Yeah, literally rehab, like, just to regain themselves again. And
that's a whole process,
literally. So I definitely I don't give myself enough credit. And honestly, I mean, talking about it on the podcast, I'm pretty sure I mentioned it before, but briefly.
Yeah.
And if any of my friends from high school are watching this, like, this is probably your first time even knowing that this happened. Yeah. Like, literally, honestly, I'm very proud of myself for getting through this time in my life and for going through those phases again. But I think, being, like, in a better mental state, it's just, like, literally a world of a difference. Like, and I think it's, like, growing up and everything I went through, like, experience. Like, I think it's like, okay, like, I know I want better for myself.
So
I'm not going to make myself feel horrible again, you know?
Yeah. No, I think it's definitely it's definitely a change of mindset.
Yeah.
Because if you think about it, like, not even just you, I'm talking about anyone. Yeah. If you're just focused on, like, oh my God, like, I wish, something was different. What if you were just like, well, actually, this is actually kind of cute. Like, this, like, it's just, like, changing or, like, flipping a switch or just, like, changing the script in your life. Like, just, like, imagine how many times you're like, oh, I feel ugly. Oh, I look ugly. Oh, whatever.
Yeah.
You're like, what if you're like, my skin looks great today? My hair looks nice. Like, that little change can just make you feel physically, mentally just so much better. Yeah. If you're able to, like, kind of practice that. And, like, it's definitely easier said than done if you're someone who's always been like, ugh, every time you've seen yourself. Like, oh, I hate the way I look in this. Oh, I can't, like, we're talking here and having completely different point of views about, like, the same type of thing. Yeah. That's, like, a lot of people. And sometimes it's just about turning that energy to yourself. Like, I don't need to look like this person to love me. Like, even if I did look like them, they look like them and they're not even happy with them. You know what I mean? Yeah. What does that even really do for you? Right. At the end of the day, like you were saying, you were really fit at one point, but you weren't mentally, like, where you wanted to be or needed to be. Exactly. And your life is completely different now, and you're just like, I'm becoming okay, even if I'm not doing all the things that I felt like I needed to do. Right. Exactly. This reminds me, I don't know if you saw it, but Ariana Grande had to come out with a statement recently. She made this video because a lot of people were, like, talking about her body, like how it looks now and compared to how it looked back when she was playing on the set of Victorious. And first of all, I just think it's very rude to be talking about somebody like that, like, no matter if she's a celebrity or not. Right. But she came out with a video talking about it, and she was like, even though to you guys I may have looked healthy or whatever back then, or better or whatever, I was not mentally okay. And now I take care of myself, and now I look different. This is years later. Of course I'm going to look different. Yeah. Basically, she was just saying for her fans or whatever, for anybody who was watching it to, remind themselves of that as well. Like you're going to take on a lot of forms, and just from somebody's outside perspective, like, nobody knows what's really going on in your life, and it's really only up to you. Like, nobody's gonna know exactly how you feel. Only you know that. Yeah. So it's like, do whatever you need to do for you that makes you feel good, as long as you're happy, and that's all that matters. And try to do it in a healthy way. Exactly. That's another thing. Yeah, falling back into bad habits can be difficult, but I think as long as you push to like maintain, like, whatever's working for you, make it work for you. But make sure it's not making you sick. Like, make sure you're okay. Like, I know for me now, like, I always make sure I'm taking my vitamins, and I'm like, stuff like that, trying to, like, stretch more and do stuff like that. And at the end of the day, I mean, not only am I doing it for me now, I'm doing it for Callie. Yeah. Because, like, I want to be here a long time. Yeah. Exactly. It's also being, like, that influence. Like, hey, like, my mom does this for her. So, like, kids are very absorbent. That's the right word? Yes, no, for sure. Of everything around them, how you talk to yourself, how you talk to them, how you talk to others, how you treat others, treat yourself. Like, everything that you do, they're going to mirror. So they're watching your every move. Yeah. So if you're, whatever you're going through, whether you're crying in the mirror about, like, the way that you look, you're dieting insanely, like, you're working out excessively, like, they're gonna think, like, okay, like, I need to do that too in order to, live up to this expectation. Because at the end of the day, whether kids realize it, whether they say it, whether, anything, like, they do want to, be like you and also almost impress you in a way. They want to be like their parent. Like, you're everything that they know, and they absorb everything. So taking care of you is definitely really important. And I can be honest and say, like, I definitely have not done the best at that. Like, I do need a lot of help with that. I actually probably gonna go to the doctor soon, because I'm, like, kind of low-key just worried for my health, because I just, like, don't eat sometimes. Like, I don't drink anything. Like, I'll just be vibing out, like, and literally doing nothing to take care of me, like, taking no vitamins, taking no prebiotics, like, taking nothing. And I'd be surprised some days that, like, I'm like, I didn't eat in 2 days. Like, it's very, it's unhealthy is what it is.
But you know, sometimes like that can definitely happen, like of course due to stress.
Yeah.
And also like when your mind is running, like sometimes your brain might take over, you know? So like your brain might take over, so it's like even though your body's trying to send you the signals of like, hey, I'm hungry, hey, I need something, like you're not catching it because sometimes you can be just under that much stress, and that's okay though. Like going to the doctor will be that step that you take for yourself to figure that out. And I'll be honest, like I just feel like I almost didn't even notice. You know what I mean? Like it's really weird, and I'm not trying to say that as like in like a bad way, but like I don't know, I just feel like I'm like, where'd it go? You know what I mean? You know, if that makes sense. Like I wouldn't even know that you had lost 30 pounds.
Yeah, I only really started noticing because like people I wouldn't see like not consistently would see like months apart. They'd be like, you lost a fuck ton of weight, and I'm like, really? And then I started like looking back at pictures. That's something I did like the other day, which was like always bad. But like I just like, you know, I'm scrolling through like my regular camera roll. It was happening. I just didn't fucking know. And where I'm like, okay, maybe I need to like start eating and stuff again. It's very hard for me to just eat food. I don't know. In the morning, I never feel like it. I'm always like really sick to my stomach. So like I'll drink water maybe and I'll feed Romeo. And then lunchtime comes around and I feed Romeo and I'm just like, okay, maybe I should have some. And then normally he eats my food, so I don't feel like making anything else, so I don't really eat there. And dinner time's normally like where my parents or someone will like make food or bring food or whatever, so that's when I'll eat. But then by that time my stomach is like so shrunken up from the day of me not eating that I need like no meal to feel full. Yeah. So then that's my only meal for the day. For real, honestly. And so it's definitely affected me. I'm such an emotional person, and like when I'm like stressed or like I'm going through a lot, food is the first thing to go, like every time. Food and sleep. And those like the two things that you need to like fucking function. Yeah. So like I'm always like overly tired. I get really dizzy a lot. Like my vision goes black. Like it's just like I didn't know really, this was happening with it's really bad. And I don't go to the gym anymore because I feel like if I went to the gym, I would actually collapse and someone would have to like call an ambulance. And I know if I don't eat all day and then I try to eat, like I get full so fast. And then I feel sick. Yeah. I mean, it's probably definitely due to stress, of course. Yeah. And then these things just keep happening. Like, my brother passed, and that was like another thing. Yeah, of course. Bro, people were bringing, like, like, y'all were there. No, I know. They were bringing platters of food to our house, and when I'm telling you, I think I probably only ate twice. And that's the thing, too. Everyone's checking. Did you eat? Yeah. But, like, reality is I did not eat. And I'm, like, I don't even feel like eating. And there's just so many people in our home that I was just, like, I'm overwhelmed. Like, I would, like, escape to my room. And then it was just, like, this whole thing. Yeah. Yeah, I'm just trying to, like, figure something out. Because it needs to get better. Or else it could get worse. I'm sure that talking to a doctor will be that first step, like I said. And I mean, if anything, like, I don't know, maybe you could start taking supplements, like, just to help you, you know, gain your hunger back, of course, like, and gain some type of appetite back, because, you know, regardless of just the food, you need the nutrients. That's literally what I've been thinking about. You know, I'm here to help you find whatever cure we need to find. Literally. I'll be looking shit up. But it's crazy because, I mean, you know, as far as you guys have heard, so, like, you know, so far on this episode, like, we both are on completely different ends of it, you know? Like, and so many people go through so many different things like this every day. And it's just so, so real. And it doesn't get talked about enough. And, you know, honestly, not even just women. Men go through it, too. And I know damn well that men don't talk about eating disorders or mental health like that. That's almost like a ghost that pops up every now and then. Yeah. Like, that's just real with men too. Yeah. It's real with everybody. And I think at the end of the day, like we said, we have one body that harbors our soul, and we have to take care of it, and you have to do that in a healthy way. Like, take care of yourself, for yourself, and for your kids, and honestly, for the people around you who love you. You know what I mean? Like, nobody wants to see you in bad shape, in bad health. Like, especially people who care for you, you know? Yeah. And, Ma, you're over here farting. She's been farting for a minute. It's because she had 2 bottles of milk, I'm telling you. That's why. She's been letting it rip. But yeah, and like we said, to show our kids that we take care of ourselves, you know? Yeah. Like, be an example for them, because we would never want to see them in that position, you know? No.
Exactly. Yeah.
No.
Exactly.
Sometimes it's really hard to do that shit, like, alone. Especially, like, you said you were going through that shit alone. Like,
by myself.
Yeah, like, and no one knew. Like, that is such an isolating feeling to, like, know that you're struggling with something. Know that, like, you know, you feel, like, physically ill. Like, I don't know. I'm sure there were other things that you were, like, affected you, too. Because, you know, you weren't eating either.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, no. I definitely know exactly that feeling.
Yeah, and it's, like, it's a really shitty feeling that, like, it's very hard to get rid of until you actually take the actual steps. Like, there's different types of eating disorders, too.
Oh, my God, so many. I know some people, like, eat too much, and it's like, you know, that's their way of coping with emotions. And I know for sure that last year that was all I did. Like, going through postpartum, like, eating was my savior. And I put on weight, and
when I was pregnant, like, that was my savior. I was eating everything.
There's so many different phases that we'll go through, and sometimes we might fall into unhealthy ways, and we just have to find that steady balance, I think. And I'm not saying it's like, oh, like, make sure you're, like, on a healthy diet. Like, what the hell? No, I'm not saying that. Don't think I'm saying that. Okay, for one, if you want to diet, go ahead, sure. But also, like, I like food, first of all. I like to eat. Like, I like food. Food never has done me wrong. Like, well, in some ways. But anyway, I like food. And I think that everyone can like it in a healthy way. And everyone can like it. Like, I'm gonna have that Chick-fil-A, and I'm gonna have that fucking ramen noodles. I'm not talking about the package, I'm talking about, like, the actual restaurant ramen. If you know, you know.
Smack.
But have a healthy relationship with yourself and take care of yourself.
It's definitely a practice if you're not used to it. If that's something that, I don't know, you're listening to and you're like, I can't even fucking start. Yeah. I get it. I literally get it. And I know there's probably been a point that you've probably gotten that too. Like, where do I even go from here? You know? Yeah. It's definitely a process. It's definitely a mindset switch. It's definitely just a lifestyle switch. And, like, you kind of owe it to yourself at the end of the day. Like we're saying, like, this is your only body. Like, you literally cannot change anything about it.
If you wanted to,
you know you can. Fuck. But, like, if you don't got bands like that, like, what the hell?
I feel like everything we say has, like, a contradictory. Like,
I know. It's like you are on. This is all you have. Actually, I can get this. Okay, and who gonna notice me? I'm unrecognizable, bitch. But also, like, there was something that I heard a while ago, and it was just like, to love yourself and, like, love the way you look and everything like that is, like, very powerful, because, like, there are generations of people before you who loved the way your features were, or loved that, like, your grandparents, like, your great-grandparents. We all look the same. We all have similar things that have been passed down from, like, generation and generation. Like, why not love those things? Because clearly, at some point of time, someone did, and then they had babies, and they had more babies that looked just like each other, you know what I mean?
Right. It's so funny you say that, because I literally saw a post today, and it said you got here because you had two people that fell in love with each other, and those two people each had two people, making it 4, who fell in love with each other and had them, and then it was like 8, and then like 16, and like it kept going on, and it's like it all happened because people fell in love with each other.
Or they were just fucking.
Bringing it back to that.
I was like, or they were just doing the do. But they were attracted to something.
They were attracted to something.
And for the moment.
Like, regardless, I think everybody finds beauty in something that we each have.
There's also so much beauty in, like, originality. Like, for everyone to, like, look the same, which I feel like is what the path has been for, like, a little while. Like, everyone's kind of aiming for, like, the same type of thing. Yeah. I think there's just so much beauty in, like, you looking nothing like that. Like, defying the standards. Like, going against that shit. Because there's beauty originality. Like, there's nothing else like you. There's nothing like anyone. Like, there's no one that's literally you. Like, from the inside out, there is no one that is you. There is no one that you can fully embody or become. Like, you, like, can only be you to your truest form at the end of the day. You cannot be anything else.
Exactly.
Like, what?
Like what?
Yeah. Like, huh? Callie.
You know, it's so funny. I'll be out with Callie. That just reminds me. And people be like, oh my God, I've never seen a baby that looks like her.
Yeah.
Right. I'm like, she's literally everything in the sun.
Right. And, like, our babies are beautiful, too. Like, I saw this thing that Kylie Jenner was saying. Like, she wishes that she didn't get all that shit done.
Yeah, I saw that.
Because she, like, just imagines, like, her daughter, like, being like, well, mommy, I want to get that shit done. And she, like, thinks her daughter is fucking perfect. She was like, why
she said she was like, she would be heartbroken, basically, if her daughter ever said, like, Mom, I want stuff done.
Just love you.
Yeah.
Love yourself.
Love yourself, Callie. Are you pretty? She's like, Mom, I'm tired.
She's like, girl, I don't know what you're talking about. I just want to sleep. But it's definitely easier said than done to, like, love yourself and, like, appreciate yourself. But, like, maybe don't, like, sit in front of the mirror and just, like, point out everything that's wrong with you. Like, maybe don't, like, zoom in on pictures and be like, oh, my God. Like, you know.
So, basically, don't be me.
Bitch, you should see me. Because I'm talking about experience. I'm like, oh, my God.
Listen, if we're all being honest, if we're all being real, I know we all do it. And that's just what it is. That's just what it is. At some point, like I said, like, we're all one day going to be 80, 90 years old, sitting there. At that point, I mean, all we got to do is look back and be like, we were some bad bitches, and that's it.
And that's what's crazy, too. Like, we're eventually going to be that age, and maybe, like, you know, someone maybe never accepts the way they look, and they're that age, like, damn, like, I was a bad bitch. Like, why did I not, like, recognize that and flaunt that and just, like, that just be who I was? Like,
because before you know it, these years are gonna pass and you won't even realize that you spent so much time being miserable with yourself. And I think it's really important to sometimes you have to take a step back. What is it, Mama? You have to take a step back and be like, hold on, wait a minute. I'm spending so much time sitting here comparing myself, just not liking some things about myself. Like, it takes up a lot of time. Like, I know this past decade that has went by, like, all that stuff that I went through when I was 15 and now I'm about to be 25. Like, where did it go? You know, like, where did that time go? And it just went by so fast. The journey to, of course, like, self-acceptance and loving yourself it can take a long time. It can be forever. But as long as you're on the journey and as long as you're taking steps to get to whatever place you want to be, I mean, I think that's what's most important.
Yeah, because, like, at the end of the day, like, why would you want to hate yourself? Or, like, not even hate yourself. Why would you just, like, not to be, like, just happy with yourself? Like, why is that the path that we, like, choose? At the end of the day, we choose it. Yeah. Like, I know sometimes I definitely just choose the path of, like, you know, fucking feeling sorry for myself. And I'm just like, why do I do that? Like, I literally do not have to do that.
Like we were saying, like, we will, like, ruin moments for ourselves.
Exactly.
Like it's...
Like, it doesn't have to be that at all. We kind of make the choice. Whether you know it or not, you're making the choice.
There's been times where, like, I've gotten to the point where I'm, like, about to ruin that moment. And I'm like, don't do it. Don't do it.
Yeah.
Don't do it, because you're gonna ruin it. And then you're gonna be in a bad mood all day or whatever. Yeah. And it's just not worth it. Like, okay, either I could ruin this for myself because I hate the way I look or whatever. Or I could just... you know, cut it off right here and just say fuck it and accept myself.
Yeah.
You might fight with yourself a lot. Like, that's normal. That's gonna happen. You're gonna fight with yourself a lot. And regardless, I think being healthy and happy is the main goal. The main goal. Like, as long as you are healthy and happy, like, that is it. It's okay, baby.
We're about to be done.
But yeah, I know that's all I'm gonna want for Callie when she's older, for her to be happy and healthy. And you know, like, just to bring up something, like, I've had to, like, catch Keenan in his tracks with. He's been like, listen, like, she's predisposed to being big, like, you see the both of us. Mm-hmm. And, like, I've had to, like, catch him so many times, be like, Keenan, even if she might be plus size.
Right.
She might inherit that from me. Mm-hmm. I'm not going to sit here and say and tell her she's eating too much.
Right.
No, that's not what we're going to do.
Right.
And
what you need to do is just implement healthy, you know, habits.
Exactly. And that's the thing. We could implement healthy habits and she still could be plus size because that's just how I'm built and how she might be built. We never know. We never know how she's
there's different body types that you literally just cannot change, and it is what it is.
Exactly. My entire family is built my way. Like, basically.
Yeah.
Like, so it's like, I can't really escape that. Like, everybody has a build, and that's just what it is. And, of course, we're gonna you know, give her, like, good meals and make sure she's drinking a lot of water and getting all her vitamins, nutrients, whatever. But if she ends up curvy, she ends up curvy. We can't do anything about that.
Right. Literally.
And yeah, I feel like it would be very hypocritical of me.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? To even have a thought like that, you know? And it's like Keenan was like, well, I was so fat when I was younger and everything. Well, yeah, it might run in your family. Like, right. like think about that. He was like, well, I mean, yeah, but also, like, we ate so much. I'm like, yeah, like, you guys were kids.
Right.
Like, you guys were kids. I feel like every kid might go through a stage like that. Kids are chubby. Like, that's fine. Like, they have snacks, and they're allowed to have that. They're a kid.
Right.
They're a kid. They're not going to be sitting there thinking about their bodies and stuff. Right. Like, I don't think that's fair. Like, they're children. Let children be children. Like, that's another thing.
Yeah.
I always think about, like, the talks I'm gonna have with her. Mm-hmm. Like, when she's, like, getting into her preteen years and, like, oh, she is not having it right now.
Alright, guys. We gotta wrap it up.
Yeah.
Callie is kicking me out. She wants to go to sleep. Thank you for listening today. We hope, you know, I mean, you probably related to what we're talking about, but hopefully you know that you're, like, not alone in how you feel, and, like, there's different sides to every situation, and every person goes to their own thing. But at the end of the day, like, our bodies are beautiful no matter what state we're in, no matter what age we are. This fucking camera turned off.
Exactly.
Whatever. Whatever state that we're in, like, we're perfect the way we are.
And... okay. Oh, she's like, okay.
Well, thank you guys for listening, if you hear me.
Always sharing the realest of the real. You already know.
Yeah. But we love y'all. We'll be back.
We'll see you next time.
All right. Here, whatever.
You know.
You know what we're saying.
Love you.
Okay, let me do it. Bye.